So let me just ask you, as a person, you and Bill, did you guys get to be like real solid friends during the
He
taping?
became, you know what? He became a you know, when you say friends, it's more like it's like when somebody's a mentor to you, where it's like you're never like, hey man, what's up? We'll get something to eat. It's always like this. Hey man, Mr. C, what are you doing? Hey, Mr. C, are you available? Bill Cosby, Prince, Michael Jordan. I don't even say Michael Jackson because you can't. Michael Jackson's such an area you can't. Michael don't hang out. You never saw Michael hang out somewhere. Prince, Michael Jordan, Bill Cosby were the kind of people they don't even have their own cell phone. You had to call the person who got their cell phone.
Yeah, yeah.
You know the people that level that you got to call somebody. Hey, tell Mr. C I'm trying to get hold of him. Hey, tell Prince I'm trying to get hold of him. Hey, could you tell Michael I'm trying to get hold of him? Were you at that level where you're not even, you don't even have a problem with that, even though they can call your cell? You don't have a problem with that. Bill was like that to me because Bill was like, because I'm blessed. I had a good father. So I wasn't looking for a father figure, but he was the only person ever in Hollywood. Him and Red Fox, him and Kimber Rickabaugh, who fought for me.
So,
you know,
looking at what's going on now, you know, what is your heart? How is your heart feel about how this legacy is ended up?
My heart is broke. My heart is broke. You know, it's like finding us. You know, your heart's broke. It's beyond anger. My heart is broke because now everything he did is tossed. It's tossed out the window. It's tossed out the window.
And the thing for me is, I was riding with the whole conspiracy. You know, I rolled with.
I know you were, Lou. Lou, I know you were.
I rolled with Dick Gregory. I rolled with Paul Mooney. I'm like, he was trying to be by CBS. They had it in for him. This is all a plot, this thing, until the deposition. When he did the deposition, he admitted that he did the shit. Now, this is a man who went to Temple, who was an athlete, who was fine, who ran track. He looked good. He did I Spy with Robert Cope. He could have got any parts of any pussy in Hollywood. So for him to admit that he wanted to get, that he did, in fact, give girls, you know, thigh gappers, then there is, you know, this is how you can't judge a book by its cover, because, you know, wanting to have sex with sedated women is one heartbeat, heartbeat away from necrophilia.
Let's say what the deposition was. Let's get something straight.
Okay.
He said, I gave women Quaaludes. Now, we got this. Let's break this down, what he's saying. That's like the modern day person in the late 80s, 90s saying, I gave girls cocaine. Back in the day when I was in comedy in late 80s, from 85, 86 on, cocaine was the thing. If a comic came up with cocaine, he got hooked up. Comic came with the cocaine. I heard waitresses like this, oh, he's bringing the cocaine. I said, he's using cocaine because some of these cats were some ugly cats. Cocaine was that thing. Now, when Cosby was coming up, well, I think what threw everybody up about Cosby, he says, I gave women Quaaludes like this. Cosby doing drugs? I said, y'all, we got to remember, he's a human being. I said, I don't think anybody took Quaaludes, they didn't want to take Quaaludes. Quaaludes was the cocaine of that time. Whoever brought the Quaaludes, they call them Ludes. Remember back in the day, who bringing Ludes to the party? Somebody bringing Ludes. So I don't think that's the thing that got him in trouble. It's other things. But the Ludes, I think those who saw him as the American dad said, Cosby wouldn't do no drugs. He must have brought no drug to women. I said, well, how do we know? How do we know that? Because we didn't know the other things. So when people tell me he said he gave him Quaaludes. Quaaludes was a party drug. Quaaludes is where everybody gathered in the back, men and women. Give me the Ludes. Give me some of these Ludes. Who got the Ludes?
Okay, you know, I never took a Quaalude in my life. And I was in Castro Valley, California. My folks moved me out of Oakland to Castro Valley from the hood to the suburb. They thought they were moving me away from the drugs. They moved me where the better drugs were.
Thank you.
But I never took a Quaalude in my life. Everything else you mentioned, I've been there.
That's a Hollywood drug. Quaaludes is a Hollywood drug. Quaaludes wasn't in our. Quaaludes was a housewife.
So when you give somebody Quaaludes, what is the goal?
Get high and loopy. The same thing as Valium. Why would you get somebody Valium? Women wanted Valium. That's the dumbest drug.
The Valium would counteract the cocaine. See.
Yeah, but still, some women, some still want the value. So we look at some drugs. For us, they don't make no sense. What are you taking that for? There were things like Valley of the Dolls. Remember that TV? Remember that movie, Valley of the Dolls? And they were talking about Quaaludes and Valium and stuff. I said, what kind? I was like this as a young brother. I said, what kind of drugs are those? I had never heard of drugs like that.